Good morning, folks, and welcome back to I'd Lather Be Shaving. I am Douglas Smythe from Phoenix Shaving, and with me, as always,
Matt Pisarcik.
Today is just full on, as you can tell, Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Can't get enough Old Spice. It's a classic we will be covering, along with the classic that we'll be covering, which is Old Spice. We will also be doing a game. Shocker, eh?
Phone charades will entail.
Whatever the hell that is. So stay tuned, and let's do this. What's in that? Oh.
So in the latter part of the 30s, 1938, 1940 time period, the Scholten Company commissioned the Hull pottery firm to make some of the earliest examples of the Old Spice shaving mugs. This one dates to 1941, and it is hand-thrown ceramic.
What ship is that on?
Now this is the Grand Turk, as you see here. Across the board of different eras and different products for Old Spice, they used lots of different names. All of the names used were denoted as ships that first flew the Stars and Stripes for the United States, Navy or the colonial period of time.
Early American ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these
to convey like a sense of, patriotism, adventure, everything that would appeal to a man at the time, and still to this day.
Yeah, being manly, being out on the open ocean. So after this time period of 38 to 41 period, you do see the early hand-thrown stuff. But then very quickly, as the popularity grew and they needed to make more of these, you see more of the glass look. So that's what this time period is here. And it just looks a lot different, more uniform. The artwork looks a little more kind of faded. This is 1948. Now, interestingly, what I'm holding over here is the talcum, and this is the only ship that points to the right. That's the Mount Vernon. So kind of a hard to find one there, kind of collectible.
And an interesting fact, though, the only ship going the right way.
The right way.
The other one seemed to be steered by me.
So the transition to more of the lower style mug definitely was to aid in mixing up a lather. The traditional look, if you were to buy this and get a brand new one, is with this red top cap, and inside you would have the actual puck of soap. So if you find one of these in the wild that has that, that's pretty cool, very collectible. Sometimes you'll find the soap that's still inside like that. So you can even get that hot again and actually lather it up. Use it.
It'll use. And you notice the little lines in there too. That's one way of telling the dates by the amount of, well, when I say lines, I mean more.
The ribs.
The ribs.
Yeah, to keep the soap from spinning around.
And for your pleasure.
Speaking of pleasure, in 1970, the McCoy Company was commissioned to make these limited edition mugs for employees of the Scholten Company. They feature the gold leaf rim around the side, so these are kind of hard to find. It's the Grand Turk ship once again. This is a weird Canadian Stein from 1980, something you don't really see in the US at all. I mean, this is be a lot of lather if you try to use that, but I think it's obviously for drinking beer out of.
In German, it'd be Einstein.
Yeah.
So, go on.
And in 1984 to 85 time period, this actual coffee mug came out. This can withstand the heat and temperature of...
We'll find out.
Yeah, very cool. Again, the Grand Turk. And then we have some kind of little promotional travel style ones.
Well, it's from a holiday. That's from a holiday kit.
Holiday set.
And this is probably 1987, 89. I'm only guessing that because the bottles are now turning to plastic, but it still has the gray caps,
right.
And it's still the Scholten formula that you can smell. Some of this part of this collection is mine and Matt's, but the majority of it was Justin Sullen. So we have to give him a
local collector.
And props, mad props to Justin.
Now, there's a lot of debate, and I wanted your opinion, Doug, as a soap maker and someone who is a perfumist, basically, with all the scents you've created. I've heard a lot of controversy over the years about different time periods of the traditional, aftershave, and when it changed, and the magic years of the aftershave.
Well, let's go back in time and do a little history lesson here. Interestingly enough, Old Spice was originally called Early American Old Spice, and it was created in 1937 for women. This was created by, the guy who started it all, William Lightfoot Schultz, who created the Shelton Company. And he was inspired by the smell of his mother's rose jar. Now you can take that for
like rose water?
It's not very clear in the history what a rose jar is.
Okay.
And it could be, I don't know, interpret it any way you want to. But that was what inspired him to start doing this, and that's what inspired him to make a women's scent. And towards the holidays of 1937, he decided to start working on a men's scent. And so in 38, Old Spice as we know it today, or knew it prior to 1990, was created. And that really was just for a holiday thing. But that's really what hit the mark.
Okay.
The male audience was out there, he had no idea. And that's where Old Spice was born, and it's simply amazing. I mean, it's a classic scent.
Now, what happened in 1990? Is that when Procter & Gamble bought them?
That's when Procter & Gamble bought them. But I mean, I think we should really go over the scent. I mean, we haven't even touched upon that. This is like classic man, and this really was in every soldier's backpack during the Second World War. It was this and Aqua Velva that were the most popular scents of that time. So 1938 to about 1990 was the same scent, same traditional scent, which was orange, lemon, spices, cinnamon, carnation, geranium, vanilla, musk, cedarwood, frankincense, glyphosate, aldehydes, heliotrope, menthol berry, benzoin, tonka, ambergris. It was all in there. It's a traditional Oriental type scent.
Right. Whenever I think of Old Spice, I mean, it's kind of a cliche. I think of my grandfather. I mean, he had the Old Spice mug, and he was in the Second World War. I mean, to me, it's
this is what they were rocking.
Yeah, it's most.
It was either this or Aqua Velva.
Right.
You know. So that's 1938. That comes out. During the Second World War is an interesting time also for Old Spice because the factory, which was in New York at the time, was converted for the war into.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what they were doing. They were doing. You know what? They were creating metal dyes for artillery. That's what they were doing. And then after the war, they moved on to New Jersey to open up their new factory. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
For some of these, one common thing I've always wondered, we get some questions on, is some of the Old Spice. Like, let's say you find a bottle. Can you use that? Like, if it's really, really old aftershave?
Yeah.
Now, has the scent kind of changed at all over the years?
The scent has changed. Well, it's
kind of like almost.
They went through different phases. When it was bought by P&G, Procter & Gamble in 1990, they immediately started focusing on the bottom line, changed the bottles to plastic. The gray tops went away. The red tops came into style. You'll see that happening with those newer bottles right over there.
Right.
But yes. The Shelton formula was discontinued. I'm sure it was just to save money. So it's even the stuff today, the classic Old Spice scent they released as their body wash and so on and so forth, it's not the same as the Shelton formula. You can definitely use the old stuff. I recommend you pick up some vintage bottles on eBay, wherever you can. It's still good. It's still great. There are a few artisan soap makers out there, myself included, that are redoing the original Shelton formula. But again, I wish they'd bring it back. 1990s was a big time for Procter & Gamble with Old Spice because the brand was really dying back then. You had a lot of these other new, you just had young folks coming up.
Right.
They were very clever, however, with their marketing. Before they started doing the, smell like a man, they were doing, they would send deodorants to school kids. I think it was fifth graders, a little early if you ask me for deodorants, but they would send them, deodorants to the health classes and demonstrate to the kids how to use deodorant. And so that introduced a whole new, a whole new generation to, and immediately they're connecting deodorant with Old Spice. So it made it fresh and new, so to speak. And then in the 90s...
As long as it's not Axe.
Yeah. 90s and the 2000s, they really were... Old Spice was still going out of fashion. They wanted something fresh and new again and created the body wash.
Right.
But they needed to market it, and that was a tough call. So they call in, what's the actor's name? Isaiah Mustafa. They bring him in, and that's the, hey, I'm the Old Spice guy. Smell like a man guy.
Funny enough... this is kind of a side note. I did some work out at Procter & Gamble for Gillette, but their same historical division had all the Old Spice stuff there. And they got the idea for that entire ad campaign from a 1967, if I'm not mistaken, ad campaign that Old Spice did do with a famous actor on a horseback on the beach. They kind of revamped that old
and I'm on
campaign.
A horse. Yeah.
But I mean, it is, like you said in the very beginning, Old Spice is classic man. Old Spice is what men kind of think they smell like, or their grandfather smell like, their dad. It is part of shaving history. It's part of shaving Americana, razor history, the colognes, the soaps. These mugs, I think, are one of my favorite collectibles out there to get at an antique store. You should be able to pick these up in the range of $15 to maybe $30 at an antique store. And They're awesome because they're low profile. You can really get that brush around in there without clinking, clacking around. If you don't have one, pick one up. If nothing else, it looks so cool in your shaving den. It's a conversation starter, and it's part of shaving history.
Real quick tip though, again about taking care of these. I mean, they are antiques, so you don't want to go berserk when you're using them as shaving mugs. If you do, I highly recommend you put like a lobster or a broccoli elastic, those thick elastics, on the rim of your brush. Put it over the handle, and it creates a bumper. Because this glass is really delicate, so you put that elastic over there, you won't get that ching, 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 ching. And,
like a rubber band you see like on broccoli.
The fat ones, yeah. They work the best, because this glass is unique. I mean, the only time I've ever seen this style of glass is in these old mugs,
right?
Old Spice mugs. And it almost has like a candy feel to it, like a hard candy, oddly enough. I don't know what that says about me. But that's all I really got. I mean, what more can we say?
Old Spice.
Charades.
Why do so many single men use Old Spice aftershave lotion? Let's ask one. Dave, what are your reasons?
Well, let's see. There's Julie, and Karen, and Peggy, Joelle, and Sandy, and Beth, and Bridget.
Yes, Dave, thanks. That's the way it is with Old Spice. If you're single, or even if you're not, try Old Spice aftershave lotion.
And for today's challenge, the word of the day seems to be Old Spice.
Not swordfish.
So we're gonna have a little phone charade game where we have to get the other person on the other end of the phone to say the words Old Spice without us prompting them to say those two words.
This is gonna be so easy.
Yes. Well, who do you think you're gonna call?
I have people.
Okay. Well, the challenge begins once they pick up, so I'm gonna go first.
Who are you calling?
I am phoning a friend.
How suspect.
They hung up on me. Let me try one more time. This person sometimes stumbles with the phone to actually push the right button.
This is an old person.
Hi, Aunt Christine, it's Matthew.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm good. I'm on a game show right now. What aftershave did your dad wear?
Old Spice.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, that's one. CVS. That's right, folks. When in doubt, consumer value store. Oh.
That's pretty good. Let's review the call time on that.
Local CVS.
It was 21 seconds. What aftershave did her dad use?
Yeah.
That's pretty. What else?
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Here we go. Let's do this the right way.
Thank you for calling CVS Pharmacy, located at 50 West Jefferson Street, Phoenix, Arizona. To refill a prescription, press 1. Prescribers, press 2.
We get a prescription refill,
Press 3.
and it's old. It's Old Spice.
Okay, here we go.
Press 1. General store questions, press 2.
This is a general store
Game show
question.
questions.
Thank you for your call.
Game show questions.
Press 5.
CVS downtown. This is Maria. May I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a particular aftershave, and I was wondering if you guys have it.
Okay, what is the aftershave?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's a classic. It has a ship on it.
Do you know what color?
It's a white bottle, like porcelain looking bottle. It's been around for like 100 years. Has a ship on it.
All right, let me go check and I'll.
There was a commercial with the guy like smell like a man. I want to say bold rice. But
Let me check, okay?
okay,
Yes, check on the bold rice department over there.
don't wreck this for me.
You've already wrecked yourself. I won.
How do people not know this? This is so sad. This says a lot about our culture. Or corporate America. Well, it's a sunny afternoon here in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Downtown, Phoenix, Arizona.
Birds are singing. Jackhammers.
Sir?
Yes.
you know the brand of it? Or?
That's what I'm trying to think of. It's that classic aftershave. There was a commercial years ago, a couple like 5 years ago. Smell like a man.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about Old Spice.
Boom!
After.
That's it. Okay. Well, I have to say I won that.
Yes, the 3 minutes of hold clearly qualifies
Totally worth it.
as faster
Totally
than
worth it.
21 seconds.
I won. I think that's.
I think it was
2 for
less than
2.
21 seconds, even because if you deduct the ring time.
Time, much like size, doesn't matter.
Well, when rules matter, Old Spice rules. So thank you so much for joining us on another fun-filled, competitive episode of I Lather Be Shaving. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. If you have any questions about history or what you'd like to see in the next episode, we'd love to hear from you, the viewer.
Absolutely. And that's a word I never use unless I'm being absolute.
You, the viewer?